Here we go!
We're feeling very gay because it's almost time to play. Grab your favorite chair with the Lucky Pierres. Yeah!
Alright guys, welcome back to the Lucky Pierres. Tonight we got a brand spanking new movie review for you. A brand new movie, a highly anticipated movie. You'll see right by the Lucky Pierres sign, The Batman. Alright, The Batman. The Batman just released. What did you guys think of it? Shaw, you've seen it twice.
Yeah, I went
just
and saw
started
it
off.
after we went and saw it all together.
Yes.
And then I went and saw it a second time with Sophia.
Yes.
How did she like
I
it?
think she said it was cheesy, but her reasoning was because of how much noise his costume makes, like when he moves and stuff. And then she couldn't get over it because she knows they added those noises in after the fact, and I don't know why, but that was pestering her.
Wow,
I didn't notice that.
Such a minute detail.
Yeah, I don't. That's because I was like, what made it cheesy? And she was like, his suit kept making noises, and I know they added those after the fact, and then she just couldn't let that go.
What did you think of it, though?
Oh, I liked it. I liked it even more, I think, the second time.
I think I have to see it again, but I enjoyed it. I think people are getting out of hand saying it's better than The Dark Knight and stuff, but, you know.
I haven't heard that.
I've read that multiple times, which
I think
Well, they're
ridiculous.
wrong. So.
I think because this is going to be 3 movies. I feel like this could be a better trilogy than the Nolan trilogy, but it's hard to put anything above The Dark Knight. Like, as one movie, Dark Knight. As this trilogy plays out, I think this could be a better trilogy than Nolan's.
I don't know. I disagree, but, you know, I wasn't as good. I probably didn't like this one as much as you did.
Well, I don't like The Dark Knight necessarily as much as you guys do. Like, I don't dislike it, but
That's probably my favorite superhero movie of all time, and
Yeah, and that's
one
not
of my
the
favorites
case
of
for me.
movies. Yeah, I love it so much.
it's not my favorite movie, and probably not my favorite hero movie.
Not my favorite movie, but not top 5, but top 50 maybe. Top.
Just getting bigger and bigger.
He jumped that multiple times.
No, I didn't say top 5 or top 50. But anyway, one of the biggest pros of this movie I thought was Gotham. Like the style of it,
Seedy Gotham.
seedy, gritty, grimy, just dirty, rainy, dark. It's just like it captured the essence of like the comic book Gotham. Whereas Nolan's Gotham was Chicago. You know,
Yeah.
let's just shoot Chicago. And very clean Nolan, and this one's super dirty. I love how they just dirtied it up. But at times it was just
Don't do this though, you know.
But okay,
At times though, it was just too dark. Not
was
not
very
in
dark.
subject matter, but in lighting. Literally in lighting.
let's be honest.
I know it's a stylistic choice, but it was just too dark a lot of times.
Let's be honest. The Dark Knight, if it didn't have Heath Ledger, would not be what it was.
No, but it does.
Oh,
so it is.
absolutely. But like, I mean,
Another thing I want to get to about this movie is the villains. The villains are supposed to stick out and like really like shine in a Batman movie, and they didn't in this.
I think the Riddler did.
The Riddler was good.
I thought the Riddler was good.
He
yeah.
was
That was
not
the main
great.
villain.
He was not great.
I think he was.
And then the Penguin was meh. The Penguin was meh.
Well, he wasn't in it a lot as much
He
as
wasn't.
like as advertised.
I don't think the Riddler was in it a lot either.
For 3 hours though, he was in it a decent amount.
I disagree. I think for 2 hours he was in it a decent amount. For 3 hours he was not. Like, they just weren't given enough screen time to shine, I don't think. In my opinion. That's just my personal opinion.
Nobody's arguing with you. I just said I
No.
thought the Riddler was better than you did.
Yeah, that Riddler was good.
But, you know, the villains should just shine more, I think. And they just didn't for
I thought
me
it
in
was a
this.
cool portrayal of the Riddler, like different than like Jim Carrey's silly Riddler, which I still like.
Yeah,
I
I-
like Carrey just being ridiculous.
But I
'cause-
like because I said that after seeing this, I was like, anybody who says those old Batman movies are like the better movie are lying. Like, you can like them more and you can like have nostalgia attached to them, but they're not as good
Actual
of
better
movies
movie.
as
Right.
the Nolan one or this one are just so far advanced in movie making.
Yeah.
In technicality, in,
And, like,
in
well, yeah,
technology and whatnot. Yeah.
Like shooting, like cinematography, the effects, like everything is head and shoulders above. Even if you like those old movies, which I still do, you can't. They're not in the same realm at all.
Yeah.
One of the best things about it was they gave me that Batman head you put popcorn in and you eat it out of. So it
How
cost
much
like
was it?
$70, but it was
How
still
much
good.
was it realistically?
It's like
$18
$30 after popcorn. so-
Wow, that's crazy. And it didn't fit much popcorn. It
It did.
It fit like
more than you thought.
Yeah,
it fit like half a bag of popcorn.
Well, that was Joe's complaint. Was he's like, I don't think it fit enough, and I was like, you've been eating popcorn for 2 hours now.
Yeah,
And
and
he
I
goes,
was still eating it when I got
"It's
home.
Not going
so.
anywhere.
One thing I will say also, another con about this movie, I have pros and cons, but like another con is not enough action sequences. I get it, that's not what this one was about. It was about more just like realistic, based in reality, kind of dark and kind of not so much about the action. I get that it was a stylistic choice, but like I go to Batman movies for action, and it didn't have too many action set pieces, did it?
Not a ton for 3 hours, no.
But the ones it did have were good. The chase scene I thought that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The some of the bat fighting sequences when he was fighting with like the bullets, the shooting, that was all practical. You guys, didn't you tell me that, or someone said that? But that was practical. You know that, like when he's shooting and like you see the lights, like the gunshots.
I mean, I believe it.
That wasn't special, but yeah, that was
an
a good
awesome
one.
scene.
There was some good. Like the final scene to me was like, it felt like it just like was like a disaster movie at the end. It was like kinda,
I liked it because I feel like it's the only Batman movie where he realized he didn't win. Like nobody won, and he realized he's not the solution. Like at least not as is. So like every other Batman movie, like Batman comes out victorious.
yeah,
Which is
Saves the
really
day.
how it works.
Yeah.
To a point. He gets tested a lot in the Nolan ones.
Oh yeah,
He
but I mean,
does.
like at the end of the movie, you're always like, yeah, the bad guys in Arkham and Batman's like living it up. Where in this one, it was like he was like, fuck, like I've been going about this all wrong, and like yeah, maybe I helped, but I didn't really change anything.
Yeah.
It's all
Which
about,
I think is what they were going for.
yeah, like balance and light and dark, good and evil, all that. You
But
know?
he was quite a dick to Alfred the whole movie.
He was. I was not a fan of that.
Yeah, that was one of the better scenes, I thought, when Alfred was in his deathbed and they were talking, and that's when he revealed
That was the first time he wasn't mean to him.
That's when he revealed what his father had a dude killed, right? I think.
Yeah.
And
I like Batman. I could see him being moody to a point, but I think Pattinson played it like
too
obviously
much.
not his like idea to do it, but like he was a little too moody for my like. He was just never happy, never showed any emotion other than there's like
he was
somber.
he was
and, like,
legit depressed.
Yeah.
Legit depressed, and like Bruce Wayne's supposed to be this charming, like like kind of like almost like a ladies' man, like just kind of like a.
Yeah, but
Like
I
a-
feel like that was more played up in the movies.
Yeah, as opposed to the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't this depressing in the comics, though. He
just
wasn't
didn't
that
have enough-
depressed.
No personality whatsoever.
Well,
No,
it was based off a specific offshoot of the comics, I'm pretty sure.
like the Long Halloween.
Yeah, and then like supposedly where this is going to go is Hush, which was a comic book character that was like Batman's childhood friend who turned into basically like a serial killer who had it out for Batman, which would like there was a part in the movie where I think did the Joker yell hush at the Riddler or Riddler yelled hush at Batman, and I was like I think that was supposed to be a clue that like that's what's coming next. Also at the end, was that really the Joker? Because I know that's what, but
What are you talking about? He did the Joker laugh, right?
also
clown.
Yeah, I get it,
He
but
said
I
he's
mean,
a clown. Yeah.
you know what I mean? But like they do that all the
Oh,
time in
like an
DC and Marvel
imposter?
movies,
Yeah.
where they're like,
It was an imposter.
yeah, like or like it was just a guy in the loony bin.
They have that option
Yeah.
to play
No, I
with.
think
exactly.
I already read there that cast.
Oh
the
yeah, they
Joker.
cast the Joker. It's
So-
the kid from Killing of a Sacred Deer
Yeah.
that is in the Eternal.
Oh,
And
that
that guy's
guy.
cool. He's a good actor, but like they shouldn't do another Joker. They should go a different villain.
No, he's overused. He's
Well,
over-
you're not going to top Heath Ledger. You're
but they're
just
never
not.
gonna
and,
not use the
and
Joker.
Joaquin.
But they should though.
Yeah, but you
Riddler
know what I
was
mean.
fine.
Heath Ledger and Joaquin.
Yeah, exactly. They're both so good.
I mean, ridiculous. But it was cool to see that like detective side of Batman. We didn't really see that as it was done in this one, like serious. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well, and the context was the coolest part.
The which
Yeah.
one?
Like his contacts
Oh,
that he put in and
yeah.
recorded everything, and then like
That
went
was
over
neat.
all the evidence over like afterwards and took notes.
That's stuff from like the video game.
Reminded me of Arkham Asylum and
Yeah.
Arkham City and all that. But
Well,
like,
she's like one of his huge things. He's the world's greatest detective.
Yeah.
So that's like the main Batman thing.
It was cool, yeah.
It should focus on that a lot.
it should, and I like that they did that, but they didn't. I feel like they didn't stick with it through like the third act, like the end.
he
you
was
know?
a good detective, but he didn't stop Riddler at all. So,
No,
like,
Riddler destroyed the
he just
entire
kept killing
city.
people and he wrecked the city. So
Yeah.
like Not the best detective, really.
You know what it was? It was the movie was basically Batman meets Zodiac, or what's his name? What's his name? The director, Fincher. Batman meets Fincher / Zodiac. That was basically the style that this went for, but just not R-rated, because Fincher's movies are all R-rated. This one just couldn't go as hard because it's just it's a Batman movie.
I really did like the way the guy played the Riddler, though. He was super good.
Yeah.
He was good, but was he great? Would you put him up in the top, like?
I didn't expect. I don't need like mind blowing just because Heath did it.
Yeah.
I don't expect other people to be able to do that.
Do you think he was as good as Bane?
Yes.
He was as good as Bane, I think.
Think so?
Yeah.
He was good? Yeah.
Even though I do like Tom Hardy's Bane a lot.
How about the dialogue? What did you guys think about the dialogue?
One of my, like, I'd say as a con of the movie is, like, also in other Batman movies, like, just because of how they are and, like, the writing or whatever, I feel like they lead to some underacting at times. Like, the whole meme thing around, like, I am Batman. Like, that whole voice and, like, delivering your lines like that. Like, a lot can get lost in, like, where just every time you talk, you're just going, you know? And, like, especially, like, the scenes that were supposed to be super dramatic, like, between Gordon and Bruce Wayne, some of the delivery, like, I get it's what they're supposed to do, but it's just like, come on, man. And he's like, you come on, man. And it's like, they're not really acting. They're just, like, having a dry conversation, but they have dramatic music over it, so you're like, oh my god, this is brilliant.
If you just get past that, that's what it's supposed to be, though.
Yeah.
But some people just can't get past that. They're like, oh, this is cringe or cheesy or whatever. You know, that's today's world. You know,
He dialed it back enough, though. His voice was good, like as Batman.
it was kind of real. It was,
Yeah.
it was more real than Bale's, who was like, really went for
Bale
it.
went hard.
Bale just full on nolting every time he's Batman.
Yeah. That's what I did. Another aspect I did like about this one is just it was more based in reality. It was just more just real. You know what I mean?
Less cartoony and over the top.
It was just more real, and I mean, even though I won't say the Nolan ones weren't real, those were very
real,
practical.
but they were like exaggerated, like the characters. And stuff.
Very exaggerated, not too crazy, but like the action was pure real in those. But like some of the stuff Batman said was pretty cool. Towards the end, he said something about like scars. He had that whole monologue about scars. You remember that one?
Like Gotham is scarred, like my body or whatever.
If you heal from them or something, they'll make you like more powerful and stuff like that. But that was good.
You really nailed that quote.
Also, the speeches in this one, the speeches in this
Scars
Batman,
and stuff like that, healing and stuff like that.
his speeches in this one reminded me a lot of The Crow,
The Crow?
the movie The Crow.
Yeah, the
Oh,
feel
okay.
was kind of like that too.
It was.
Rainy all the time. And
This was basically The Crow. But it was decent. The plot was kind of like... Did anything like stick out to you with the plot? I mean, to me it wasn't like super fresh or anything we hadn't seen before.
No, it was kind of like
The serial killer angle was cool and played
For a
out
Batman
well.
movie.
And I played it played out better than I thought they would do it.
Yeah, I thought that going in, and it was pretty good in that regard.
I think it could have been shorter, maybe like by 40 minutes or so. And
I
it could have
agree.
had the same effect.
Could have been a stronger, more tighter movie.
Yeah, those moments of him talking to Catwoman and Gordon, where you're just like, this is not necessary.
Oh yeah, and okay, when we saw it that was the first time I saw it. When we all saw it together, did the soundtrack or score like bother you at all at any point? Like I feel like
It didn't me
the
at all. I thought it was good.
Well, not that it was bad, but I feel like the scenes with Gordon and Batman alone, or Catwoman and Batman alone, the score was louder. Like the dramatic, like soap opera music they used was way louder than the score throughout the rest of the movie.
Really?
And it was bothering me. And the second time I saw it, it wasn't like that. So I feel like there was an issue the first night we saw it.
Issue with the audio.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was Nirvana 95% of the movie.
Yes.
That's
But also,
true.
those scenes, the dramatic scenes, I feel like were overdone. Like, because, like how you said the speeches between each other were too long. They were slightly too long, and then like it was literally like soap opera music that made it like, wow, this feels like 5 minutes of them having a conversation.
Honestly,
that
I
could be
want to
30
add
seconds.
on that. It was like this movie was overly serious. I thought, in a way, lighten
At
up a
times,
little bit.
But
you
I
know?
feel like the second time I saw it, I didn't feel like a lot of stuff with the penguin and like
that was funny.
was joking, and like I was like they brought kind of the comedic of the old movies a little bit.
A tiny bit with the penguin.
And I noticed it much more the second time.
Did you? Okay, I only seen it one time, like I said, but that's what it felt like the first time. And also
I feel like they should have told people there's no trailers. Because I thought that was just a thing. Because we saw it at that fan event or whatever, so there were no trailers before the movie.
oh, there's never any.
But yeah, me and Sophia went the second time, and we had to get in line for her to get popcorn or whatever. And when we got in, she had already missed the Riddler killing the mayor.
That's crazy.
Because I was like, wow, no trailers.
That's
I guess
the first 5 minutes. Yeah.
Dang.
But another thing I wanted to add is like the relationship between Batman and Catwoman. It felt like it was so not like it felt like it was so rushed, and it was like
Well, yeah, it was too immediate. Like it was just like
yeah.
she immediately just wanted to fuck him,
Oh,
even
yeah.
though they led you to believe.
you wear a cool outfit and fight crime. I wear let's bang. You know?
Yeah, but like they led you to believe before that she was like banging the Russian girl,
Yeah, I thought she was a lesbian right out of the gate.
Yeah.
and that was one of my
I did
biggest
too.
complaints in the movie. Catwoman calling everybody baby the whole fucking time.
I didn't really notice.
Oh my god, she
She
called
did,
that
didn't
Russian
she?
girl baby so many times, and then she started calling Batman baby, and then she called somebody else baby, and I was like, cut it the fuck out.
Yeah.
You're ruining the vibe, Zoe.
Yeah. She was a good character though. I did like her. I honestly
I feel like you're saying that because she's smoking hot.
Oh yeah, she was hot. No, but like if I felt for any character, I think Pattinson was so defeated that I was like, yeah, I don't care for you. Whereas her, I was like, she was like a wounded cat. You're like, come on, I hope she gets out of this all right, you know, like. But anyway, like
One of the things, whenever they showed the bat signal, how did he know where to go? It just shined in one spot.
that's all the movies though.
Yeah, I know, but like, whenever they shined in the sky, he like knew where he was supposed to go, or like they'd meet up, and it'd be like, how could you tell that this time you were supposed to meet up at the bat signal, but the other time you were supposed to go to the subway?
I think
like,
some of it's implied because he's got those he's got some crazy technology.
but
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
Then the whole fit, I wasn't a huge fan. Like the wrist things seemed to stick out a lot. Didn't
did.
like it. The ankles of his boots seemed like they stuck out. Like he bought the wrong size boots or something. Like, come on, you're Batman. You got billions of dollars, crazy gadgets. Your boots don't fit. Come on.
One of the small things I did like about this though is that it seemed like the punches and the footsteps and the rain and everything you felt it. You know, it was like heavy.
Yeah.
They just had a heavy feel to them. Everything. It was cool.
The thing I like is like they don't usually cover it in Batman movies, but they wanted to make it believe like the criminals feared Batman. Like whenever it was dark and
Yeah.
they heard a sound like in the shadows,
Yes.
they would be like, oh, and like,
They were
Yeah, the
like,
boogeyman.
be super stressed. Like he was supposed to be like the signal of fear for crime in the city.
And do you think they did in this one?
They started to like in the first hour with like the thugs and stuff, but then it kind of just like they kind of just went away from it. Like and Riddler just owned the city, so he destroyed everything. So.
No, but when Penguin, they realized he was coming, right? He fled, right? So
yeah, to a point.
In a
but-
way, yeah.
But they all do that in like even the Nolan ones. But in this one, it seemed like when he first showed up for those criminals, like the one kid was like terrified. Like that's how it's supposed to be in like Batman movies. He's supposed to be like the signal, like,
The boogeyman, yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree. Yeah,
So
like,
they don't do crime at all. They just run away.
They did that well in the Nolan ones.
yeah,
And,
to a point.
at least I think it was Begins or Night. I think
Mm-hmm.
you know. But yeah, that's a good point. That is a cool thing when they do that right. You know.
Yeah.
And then all the characters kept hitting him with like heavy stories, like Falcone and Alfred were like, yeah, like this is who killed your father, and then like at the end they're just like, you know, I wish I knew, and it's like you literally just told him a whole story to lead him to believe that you knew who killed his father, and then they all just ended it with, if I only knew for sure. It's
Yeah.
like you just literally just got them all worked up, telling him
And put that doubt in him.
Have you guys seen The Long Halloween? Like the cartoon
The animated one, no.
Oh, that's basically what this is.
Yeah.
Very similar based on.
Is it
It's like,
really?
Yeah, the crime families and stuff. Where
I read the graphic novel and loved it. That's my favorite Batman graphic
Yeah.
novel. It's so good because it incorporates all the villains.
yeah, the story got a little watered down for me honestly in this movie. Where like the crime families, Falcone and the other dude. Where like Long Halloween, I understood it more, and if I didn't see that, and I saw this, I'd have been like, what the hell's going on here? Like,
Really, it helped.
it did.
It was like
for me.
it was like it complemented it kind of. I guess I have to check that out and it would help more. But
It's
like,
good.
yeah, they have more villains in that though, right?
I think so.
The Long Halloween is like almost every Batman
Yeah.
villain you could think of. But anyway, anything else you guys want to add before we get to ratings?
In the police station, like when he's unconscious and then wakes up, I wrote that was like cool Ethan from Slackers, and he's like, like they're touching Batman, and he just jumps up. He's like,
All the cops.
what else?
I think my favorite scene is the Riddler Batman
Exchange, yeah.
Yeah,
in the
like,
prison.
all the like
That is a
breakdowns,
great
meltdowns
scene.
of the Riddler
it's
were
very
great,
good.
and they
Yeah,
were
it's very
like
good.
they're funny, but then you're like, well, this isn't funny. He's losing his mind.
And
Yeah.
just the way it's filmed is very like raw and real.
Yeah.
When
And
he's
then,
punching the glass,
yeah.
that was cool.
Then the whole penguin scene, like where they had him tied up, like at the feet and legs, it was like a whole big setup. Because then at the end of it, they made him waddle away like a penguin. And
know.
I died the second time because I was like, they did this whole setup where they were interrogating him just for this shot of him waddling like a penguin.
It's very clever if you think about it.
And then what else? Oh, a Halloween Kills chase scene, like when they chased him through the police station. It was just like the
Yeah.
Halloween Kills chase
Evil
scene.
dies tonight.
Yikes.
I thought
And then-
I thought the guy that played Gordon was good. Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
That was good.
good in everything.
Yeah, he's great.
Then,
Love that
it was it the drug from RoboCop that they just stole.
guy. And what's that called?
In RoboCop, it's called Nuke.
What's it called in this?
Drops, like they're just
Drops.
drop
That's
heads.
right. Yeah.
But like it's like in the same thing where they pinch it, but in RoboCop they do it in their neck. I just watched it today, and I was like, it is.
Oh, to
so
me,
the same.
when he injects himself, Batman, and gets like super fired up, that was like Bane, like the Bane stuff.
Oh yeah,
He
that was just
uses.
adrenaline, I think.
I know, but it looked like green.
But I'm
liquid
talking
that,
about like
Did it
the
really?
drop heads.
me,
I
it's
didn't,
like the
I didn't
drugs.
notice that the first time.
The drugs, like all the
Oh, yeah,
drop
yeah.
heads are doing.
Yeah.
Like it, and the only
if
difference
they
is in
did-
RoboCop they put it in their neck, not in their eye.
What if that is they show that like later on in the sequel or something? Like it was
That's
something
what it seemed like when he freaked out.
that's sick. Anyway, you guys want to get to ratings?
Sure.
Sure.
All right. What? I'll go first. I gave it a
Wait. Oh, one thing.
yes.
Sophia brought this up, like the guy who died in the very beginning. She said, "Do you think his son will be Robin later on if they get that far in these movies?" And I was like, "That's cool, but I don't think there's that big of an age gap. Like Robin was not a little boy, while Batman was a grown man."
Maybe. Are you sure on that? Because Robert Pattinson's probably what 33, maybe 30
Yeah,
something.
but he's in. But that kid was literally like 9 years old.
Robin's pretty young.
Yeah, but Batman could be 40 and he could be
Or 50.
19 or something.
50 and
Could
19.
happen.
Yeah, something like that.
But that's what
It's fathomable.
Yeah. Yeah, but what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else, and now who was the guy that he's seen in that church scene? You guys think that was the guy that killed his parents, or he like gave him a weird look? Who was that
Oh
guy?
yeah, and he's like, "I know you" or whatever.
Yeah,
It could have been because like whoever killed his parents was just a thug. Like
just a random dude. So you think yeah?
it could have been, yeah.
All right. So anyway, let's get to ratings, guys. I gave it a 7 out of 10. What about you guys?
I also gave it a 7, but for me, like, you're never gonna touch the Nolan ones. So I know you're psyched about. You think it could be better? Like these ones can be better.
I just think as a trilogy, because like I feel like this one was really good, whereas the Nolan ones, the Dark Knight is the only one I love. The other ones I like,
I would agree with that.
but
That's the
then
same.
this one I feel like is this better than the first Nolan one to me? Yeah, 100%.
I disagree. I love Batman Begins so much.
But yeah, Dark Knight is the only one like I rate as the great of
Gotcha.
that trilogy. Whereas
Yeah.
this one might not be as good as the Dark Knight, but I think if
Has
this is the
potential.
foundation,
Potential,
the
yeah.
next two could be.
Yeah, you never know where it's gonna go.
Just the style, I think they nailed.
Yeah, I like the style. And
style
I wrote,
is
it was
great.
another win for DC, but I hated that like in the lead up to the fan event we saw, it was trying to like be like, oh, the DC universe, like this is building their
Yeah.
and like you have two properties that are good.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I just don't want him to do Joker. I honestly don't. Like,
No, I honestly, I really don't, think they will.
I don't think they'll do
Him as the
what you're
main
thinking.
villain.
Yeah, I think he'll just be there.
He'll be there. I don't think he'll be the
Like,
main villain.
I don't think it'll be like the focus of the movie.
I
but
think
I
it'll
don't
be
think he'll
Mr.
there.
Freeze,
I'd be fine with that.
No.
Bring Arnold back.
Scarecrow, or I think they should do someone completely new that they haven't done.
And Nick Cage wants to be Egghead, you know? So
Egghead.
get him
Done
in there.
deal. Done
Absolutely.
deal.
Have they done the Croc guy?
Killer Croc.
Yeah, they did him in Suicide Squad, right? Yeah,
Yeah, in the animated stuff and stuff like
yeah,
that. Man.
they should do him in. I
That
mean,
doesn't seem like
It wouldn't fit.
a good villain for this.
this real
Yeah.
one.
Well, that's my whole thing because the whole thing about Batman is he's just a guy, no superpowers, whatever. But
Just a lot of
DC
gadgets.
always has him fucking like fist fighting Superman and being fine.
I never saw those ones because they were so stupid.
Well, I didn't watch those, but
Yeah.
I just mean like comics, cartoons, video games, everything. The whole thing about him is he's like just a super smart, rich guy.
Yeah. With a
somehow
lot
he
of
can
gadgets.
fist fight Superman and
Well, wasn't he
survive.
wearing like a crazy suit with like
At
kryptonite
one
on it or
point,
something?
at one
like,
point, he was wearing like a big mecha suit. But
Yeah.
like even then, it's Superman.
Yeah.
I know, I get it.
He's
Like
yeah.
the whole thing about Superman is he's like unstoppable.
That's why I didn't watch it because it's not believable.
yeah, that's just
Yeah.
nonsense.
Anyway, Shaw, you didn't give your rating, did you?
8.
8. Okay, Shaw gave it an 8. So, final verdict: see this ASAP, see it whenever, or skip it. What do you guys think?
I mean, a lot of people have already seen it. So.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah, but
most
we have
of the
to say it
planet
anyway.
already
Yeah.
saw it.
What do you think, Joe?
ASAP, I guess.
I mean, if you're a fan of comic book movies, I'd say see it ASAP. Which
I would say whenever, but you guys, majority
Yeah.
rules here. All right, guys, we got the quote game for you. Joe's got a movie quote. We got to guess it. What do you got, Joe?
You're pure evil. I'm necessary evil.
Is it The Matrix?
No.
Dang.
I'm not going to attempt to do the voice. If that'll give you a
Ah.
clue, because
what's the third Nolan Batman movie? Is that what it's from? I don't know.
Can I help him?
no, you guessed.
Batman Begins, The Dark Knight.
I'm going to give it to you regardless, but I just want to see if you can get it.
Was it something Rises?
Yes, it's called Something Rises.
Well, no. Is it like-
The Dark Knight Rises.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
It's Bane.
I'm necessary evil.
Thank you.
I
All
was
right.
just trying to think back because I know Joe likes to try and throw us off by picking something we
Well,
were
I
just
won't
talking
anymore.
about.
All right, guys. That's our review for The Batman. Check that one out in
Necessary
theaters.
evil. If I did that, for sure.
You should
I
play
mean,
it not Tom
I
Hardy.
know.
Check that one out. We love you, and we'll see you soon.